guys. Cheers. How's it going? Welcome to this week's Homebrew Wednesday. And I'm holding it in my left hand because I wanted to show you the glass. My wife, I don't know how many years ago was it now? A few years ago, she took a trip to Victoria, British Columbia. Had to look. Yeah, and she bought me this glass. It's actually a nice glass. It doesn't let you see how clear the beer is, but if you're drinking a beer that's not all that clear, then you'll never know, because it still tastes good. So anyway, today I'm up in the kitchen because put that down for a minute. I'm actually brewing up a batch of beer. I'm not going to do this on video because I've already done this on video, this particular brew. And so I'll put a link down below in the description to the video of me brewing this beer if you haven't seen it already. And it's called a Big Ass Texas Brown. And this was given to me from a guy called Glenn, and his handle, if you watch my live broadcast in the chat room, is 82mako20. 82mako20. Oh, excuse me. So I've got all the, ingredients. The bag of grains is in here. It smells good. And I've got my big old thermometer. Doing it partial extract brewing, you don't have to be all that accurate about the temperatures. It's sort of a ballpark thing. Whereas when you're all grain brewing, when you're doing your mash, you have to really keep it within a couple of degrees, because there's a real small window there in there where the mash is going to actually be efficient. So got some hop additions here. All right, and of course the the liquid malt extract, which I have to put in the sink and warm it up. So yeah, the video's up down below there if you want to watch that. So while I was getting everything together to do this brew, and you can't hear anything right now because it's just steeping. It's just quietly steeping, and this is the quietest part of the whole procedure. This takes about 20 minutes. I got 160-degree water in the pot, and I'm just steeping the grains in a bag, as you can see the little thing there. So I can pull it out and do a little rinse job on them and get all the stuff out, good stuff out of them. And then I can feed them to my pets, my pet rats. And so while I was getting prepared, I thought, there's a good idea to make a list of stuff that you need, because a lot of times when I've been brewing like this, and this is called partial extract brewing, I find myself running up and down the stairs. I keep all my equipment down in the basement, but I brew up here in the kitchen. And I found myself running around, like you're up here, you're doing something, oh, I forgot my thermometer, run down, get the thermometer, bring it back. And, oh, my spoon, gotta run down, get a spoon, It's cumbersome, and it's not as enjoyable as if you make like a list, you make a list of everything that you need. So while you're brewing, oh yeah, I need that, and you write it down. And, oh yeah, that too. Oh, and I need an adapter to put on my kitchen tap so I can hook up my wort chiller or whatever, right? So you get all that stuff set up, because last time I brewed a partial extract like this, I couldn't find my little adapter that hooks on the sink for my wort chiller, and I was running all over the place. I had the boil was finished. I had to get my wort chiller in there to get it cooled. I ended up not using the wort chiller because I couldn't find that little piece that screws it onto the tap. By the way, while you're watching this video, you can certainly spend your time counting how many times you see a fly go by the screen, because there's a couple of them in here and they're pissing me off. That's bug spray, but I don't want to spray it while I'm brewing my beer. So, yeah, get yourself all organized with a list. And that way, the next time you brew, you got everything all ready, and you can just sit down, get yourself a chair, and just have a beer and brew your stuff. Your beer will be much, much happier and taste much better if you didn't stress out while you were brewing it. That's my belief. Okay. I remember the first time I brewed. This is the instructions for this thing. This is actually a what's the brand? What's the thing? It's called Basic Brew Ingredient Kit from DeFalco. There it is. It was brighter in here actually. The sun's gone away. I had great lighting up until a few minutes ago. But and these are great brew kits. I can't get these here, of course. They're from Texas or somewhere like that. So. But if you guys from DeFalco's are watching, cheers, thumbs up for putting together such great beer kits. They make it so easy, you know. So let's put that over there. Whoops. The first time I ever brewed like this was probably, well, how long ago was that? Probably 8 years ago. And, you know, I wasn't organized. I didn't have everything put out and stuff. And when I was finished brewing that day, I said to my wife, never again. Never brewing like that again. Because I had, you know, I was trying to filter the wort because there was hops and there was grains. I was trying to pour it through a sieve. It got clogged. I was spilling it all over. I mean, I wasn't prepared. And so I said never again. But the thing is that when you're going to do this, if you're still doing simple canned beer kits, which is fine, don't let anyone tell you it's not. All right, those are fine. But if you want to move up and do more advanced stuff like this, or even all grain, just make sure you go through your stuff and you got everything ready. You're still going to be, you know, there's going to be a few things. It's going to take you a couple times. Before you actually get it down pat and get your methods down. This has become, for me, it's become just I mean, I can practically do this while I cook, or while I do dishes, or while I clean, or while I vacuum, or whatever. I mean, this is, you know, this is not hard at all. The other thing too is that, you know, whether you're doing all grain or extract brewing like this, or with grains, it does take a fair amount of time. You know, anywhere from 3 to 5 hours, because you're always waiting for something. You're always waiting for something to heat up. You're always waiting for something to boil. You're always waiting for something to steep. You're always waiting for something to cool down. You're always, you know, it's always wait. If you're a brewer, you know what I mean. It really helps if you organize your time so that while you're steeping your grains, you make a Homebrew Wednesday video. No. Well, I should be downstairs getting my fermenter ready, making sure it's clean, making up some sanitizer, but I'll have time to do that during the boil. The point is that there's lots of waiting time. Use that time to do other things. I know that 4 or 5 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is, seems like a long time to make something like this, but you can go off and do other things. I actually, last time I did an all grain batch, I put my mash down, right? And I went out and did some grocery shopping. When I came back, my mash was ready, and I did my sparge and all that stuff, and I started my boil. So there's always time in between where you can do other things, like, you know, do your dishes, prepare your lunch for your kids' lunches for tomorrow, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anything. You can do lots of things while you're waiting for this stuff to happen. This is probably ready by now, but I'm going to finish the video. Just some tips for you. You know, I didn't have really much else to talk about. I do have this. Oh, we didn't talk about this beer. It's pretty good. This is I've done these before. It's a Brew Canada. This one is a Canadian ale. No, Canadian. I forget. Jeez. From one batch to the next. You know, it's harder. Canadian Draft. That's it. Yeah, it was just a quick beer kit. And it's pretty good. I'm liking it. It's very young, but I couldn't wait to get it into a keg so I could check out my new freezer, which finally came, and we'll take a look at that right now. This portion of Homebrew Wednesday is brought to you by, no, I just wanted to take a second out before I show you this to say thank you to Rob from the Netherlands, Dutch beer drinker, I believe is his handle on my show, my live show. And from also Wet Nose Pet Care for their kind donations. Thanks, guys. Thank you. It helps. It helps. Every little bit does. Thank you so much. Okay, let's turn around. And first of all... Okay, well, first of all... Oh, sorry. That's not a freezer. That's a Super Nintendo. And my favorite game, Donkey Kong Country. Gotta love it. Anyway, here's the beast right here. It's just a freezer. What the heck? But that's basically gives you an idea of the sort of the size of it. I'll just open it up. It's dark in here, so hopefully you can see it. Yeah. So right now I've just got one keg in there. It will fit two. But I only have one in there right now. I just got a little towel at the bottom there so I can clean up any little spills. And yeah, I think I'll put some hops in here, some yeast. That little basket there, and there's a little shelf down there for spare beer. And that's it. Oh, and I got my line coming through the back, my gas line and my temperature line, and they just go right underneath. See there? It creates a little divot there, so it just goes right under, and that just closes right up perfectly. Awesome. So there you have it. Back in business. Very few things more enjoyable than standing in your kitchen or your garage or your backyard or wherever it is you brew your stuff and brewing and making the very stuff that in 2 weeks or however long it takes you to do it, you're going to be standing here enjoying it while you make another batch of beer. It's just one of the most enjoyable things. It's relaxing. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll put some music on or maybe a podcast. I don't really think there's much else to really talk about brewing today, but basically what I need to do now is I need to take out the bag, right? I've got a strainer down in the cupboard there, clean colander. I'm going to put the bag there on top of the pot. I'm going to pour some hot water, probably from the kettle, on top of that, just to give it a rinse. And then I can take that out and I can, put it aside. And again, feed it to your rats. You can make, if you have rats. Maybe you have rats and you don't want them, but we have some pet rats. Or you make the cookies, the dog cookies out of them, which I did. And I actually got the idea from BMayor44. I made one myself, a video on making the cookies too, and I'll put a link to both of those videos down below. Once it's boiling, I turn off the burner, I add my liquid malt extract, don't fall, and my first hop addition, and it goes from there. It's the same thing over and over. You've seen me do this a million times. But when I do the other beer kit that I have, I'm not even going to try to remember the name of this beer. It's weird. It's a big beer. This thing has hops galore. This is one where you're not going to be able to do a lot during the boil other than stand there and add hops. This time, because there's a lot. And that is going to be one hell of a beer. I can't wait for that. I guess to finish off, I will go and get these two items that I just got in the mail. And some of you won't care about this, but there's a few of you who will. And I would also like to advertise one of my other YouTube channels that I have up. So just one moment, I'll be right back. Okay, I got them here. As some of you may know, it's gotten dark in here. I hope this is turning out all right. It was a lot brighter in here when I started the video, or when I set the camera up anyway. Some clouds have rolled in. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get some rain. So, anyway, as some of you may know, I've been collecting vinyl as of late, vinyl records. In particular, I've been collecting the Rush re-releases that have been coming out this year. And so, you may have seen me show some of the other ones that I have received, 2112, Farewell to Kings, Permanent Waves. I'm a big Rush fan, as you may know. So today I finally got my Signals. Now I already have this on vinyl. It's an original pressing, the one I have, but this is the brand new re-released pressing. And the thing that are amazing about these is they're called direct metal masters, meaning that, and I don't want to go into details because this is brewing video. This is not a vinyl video. If you want to know more about that, then you have to join my vinyl channel, and I'll put a link down below to that. I believe it's youtube.com/c/vinyl33. Okay, and so please do subscribe if you're interested in these kinds of collections. But and these vinyls sound so good because of the way they're manufactured. It's a different technology than what you're probably used to, and I'll explain that more on the video on my other channel that I just mentioned. The other one here, of course, is the one I've been waiting for, Moving Pictures. This is the one with Tom Sawyer on it, and I have not listened to either of these yet. So and I've got them in these nice new protective sleeves. They came out of their shrink wrap and went right into these. So there ain't no fingerprints on these babies. You're not gonna catch me in no crime scene. And after I'm finished brewing this beer, I'm gonna go down and listen to both of these down in my dungeon with a few beers, and then probably go get some sleep. So I'm very excited about that. Once again, my vinyl channel, if you're interested, go over, and it doesn't hurt to subscribe. We've got shirts, and I have, this is all about, providing this stuff to you guys. If you want one, you're welcome to have one. It's tgtshirts.com. Okay, I don't want to spend a lot of time on my videos rattling off advertisements and websites, all right? It's not what I want to do. But I just have to make sure you guys know where you can get these things if you want them, and what other channels I have up. I also have a Craig Talk channel. It's youtube.com/Craig Talk. I haven't posted anything recently on there, but I'm getting ready to. I've got a few things rolling around in my head I'd like to talk about. I want to mention 17brewcrew.com. Great forum. If you need to get a hold of me, if you need to talk to me, well, send me a message and get a direct reply from me. 17brewcrew.com, or you can ask the masses your question and you get an answer. And believe me, there's no stone left unturned in there. It's a great forum, and it's our forum. Other than that, I wish you the best with your brewing endeavors, and just brew on. And if you want to check out my live broadcast on Friday night, it's vonlive.tv/Craig. There's another plug. Too many plugs around here. I'm going to blow a fuse. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I got to get back to my brew, and we'll see it real soon on YouTube and on the interwebs, so to speak. All right? Be safe. Home brew, man. It's the deal. Cheers.